Hey everybody, it's Tonya Scholz, just playing some music and ready to go live. So slow that down a little bit, and let me go ahead. It's about 5:57. We're a little bit early. Live streaming right now on YouTube, Facebook, and also Twitch, and also on our Twitter account. Again, this is Tonya Scholz with Social Chats. We're doing our Wednesday edition of Healthy Lifestyle. I'm going to be featuring Balance for Life Florida, located in Deerfield Beach. And I'm waiting for my co-host. Lynne will be here soon, and our guest speaker today will be Terry. Let me go ahead and send her the invite, and she's coming on right now. Terry Michael. There we go. And let me go ahead and invite this to Lynne. There she go. Here we go. Hi. Hi, Nestor. How are you? He just popped in. He popped out. And let's wait for, let me get, join me. Okay, I hear somebody coming. Here you go, Terry. Invite to speak. Maybe we should get Terry do a breathing exercise while we're waiting for Lynne.
Hi, Tonya.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wow, you're my guest today.
I am.
Yes, you are.
What a coinky dink that I'm here.
So would you be called the operational director or the...
Call me whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
The woman that helped Balance for Life stay alive during the pandemic?
I breathed life into Balance for Life. That's funny. And whatever you want to say, truly, it's, I don't even care about titles. So whatever you want to call me is fine.
I'll call you my friend.
Yeah, that's good enough. It's good enough. I guess you could say something like marketing or something, marketing director if you want, just for the heck of it, because we're on social media.
Everybody's all about the title.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. They do want to have a title. Okay.
I know. I started going as founder. I go founder. I'm a founder. People like that for some reason.
That's what Harold calls himself for Balance for Life.
Well, he is the founder.
I know.
Let me just tighten up my microphone here. I have a microphone all set up here. Let me just, why are you not tighten? Lefty, righty, loosey. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go.
I was
going the wrong direction. That's the only way I can remember. Lefty, righty, loosey. I say that all the time. People go, what are you saying? I'm like, just trying to remember which way to go. So I know I'm losing up.
It's so funny. And you know what? And it's supposed to be universal. You know what I mean? Like lefty, loosey, righty, tighty is supposed to be like, that's the way it goes for anything that you have to screw on or screw off. I didn't know that either. I'm thinking sometimes you got to do it this way. So anyway.
Totally understandable. So it is now. Let's see what time it is now. So it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning for Lynne. Maybe we should have done it a little bit later.
Do you want to do it later? I don't care.
Oh no. We're on. So it's 6 o'clock. Let me just go ahead and start.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't even look at my messages, and all of a sudden I see all these people with messages. So funny.
Oh wow.
Like 1 minute there's nobody talking to you, and next minute it's like a whole bunch of people talking to you. So let me go ahead and start. So I know you send me your. Can I just read your bio just a little bit?
Like, sure. Yeah. You do what you think is. I'm following your lead, Tonya.
Okay. So I know this. So hi everyone, welcome to Social Chat's Healthy Lifestyle. And again, this is our second edition of our reboot. And as you know, Social Chat's Healthy Lifestyle was started in 2015, and we created a lot of fun events and cooking shows and different things. But today, with social audio and Twitter Spaces, we're utilizing social chats, Healthy Lifestyle, to feature different companies, different services, different researchers, different people talking about wellness and health,
Mhm.
health as far as ways to live longer and like I said, healthy lifestyle. So today we have Terry Michael, who is a good friend of mine, and she's also the VP of Women in Communication, the South Florida chapter. She is a certified Pilates instructor in private practices over the last, I'd say more than this, 15 plus years.
Yeah, it's
Terry
about
Michael,
20 years now.
20 years now. Terry Michael of Terry Michael Wellness has provided thousands of people with health and wellness professional services. She is passionate about nutrition, fitness, and personal development, and thoroughly enjoys helping her customers and clients increase productivity, satisfaction, and overall well-being.
Mhm.
Terry became a certified Pilates instructor in 2003 and completed her Access the Bars training in 2018. Terry enjoys working with individuals to help them achieve with their wellness goals. And she also has been working with Balance for Life Florida since 2019. And Balance for Life is Florida. It's located in Deerfield Beach, Florida, and it's actually a retreat. I love this the whole program of it. So I'm just going to give you a little bit information about it. The mission statement is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to achieve and maintain optimal well-being. And they have several programs. And one of the programs I'd like to talk about today is plant-based SOS vegan retreat, and kind of
Mhm.
like go through with it and what that entails, and really balance with of the life is an all-inclusive plant-based wellness program operating in the Wyndham Deerfield Beach Resort, located in Deerfield Beach, Florida. It
Mhm.
offers a comprehensive lifestyle education program that includes 100% whole food, plant based nutrition without any added salt, oil, or sugar.
Mhm.
They also offer a variety of exercise classes, Tai Chi, yoga, stress management programs, and healthy detoxification programs that include vegetable juices and or medically supervised water only fasting.
Mhm.
So welcome to the show, Terry. How are you today?
Thank you, Tonya. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's such a gorgeous day. Thank you for having me on here so I could talk about this particular program that I'm totally involved in. It is, what we are is a retreat within a resort. And it is oceanfront and it is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I even, when we reopened, we closed due to COVID. When we reopened, I mentioned to Harold, who's the founder, I'd like to try the water fast because we offer water fasting, juice cleansing, and plant based diet. And I did. I stayed at the hotel. I did the water fast, and it was just a magical experience, especially being on the ocean. It's really, really good. But you said you wanted to talk about the food, Tonya. Tonya, are you there?
I'm trying to do 3 million things at the same time, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
realized my microphone was muted.
Oh. Well,
So I
listen. Did
wanted.
you want me just to talk about the food or
Oh
about
no,
the
not yet. I want to
programs?
talk a little bit about balance itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we know that it's located in Deerfield Beach.
Hmm.
It's in the Wyndham Resort. And so let's step back a little bit. So how was it before the pandemic? I remember, you guys have offered these incredible lunches, and there's like all plant based,
Hmm.
and everyone who go there. There's some people go there to like. I remember meeting this woman. She said she's going there to get herself prepared before she has to go to surgery.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about some of the people that come and visit or sign up to go to Balance for Life.
Sure. Sure. Well, most of our guests are already somewhat vegan or plant based, and they know the value of it. And yes, we do have people who are not well, but not sick, sick. Okay. They want to just maybe lower their cholesterol, lower their blood pressure. just clean up their insides, and because they know it's the right thing to do. Some of them have done it before. Sometimes it's their first time. Um, but I would say our demographics are from the 30s to, we had a couple that was in their 90s. So we have couples, we have brothers and sisters, not brothers and sisters, we have sisters who come, we have husbands and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends. I mean, and girlfriends, bringing their girlfriends. It's just a wonderful, wonderful environment to get well. It just is. And we're not your typical retreat because we're within a resort. We are oceanfront, which you walk out the front door, you're right there on the ocean. They clean the beach every morning. We have a heated swimming pool only for the Wyndham guests. It is a Wyndham hotel. There's a gym upstairs as well, only for the Wyndham guests. So you have a lot of things going on that a typical retreat does not offer. But we also have um, lectures Monday through Friday, all health related. Our water fasters are supervised. We are not a medical retreat. We are, but we are. They are supervised by people who are trained, like chiropractors, people who know the business, like a nurse or something like that, but not we don't call ourselves a medical facility. I just wanted to put that out there. But you are weighed every morning, your blood pressure is taken, your vitals are taken, I should say, in the mornings. A typical day would be a morning walk on the beach. Then you would do water aerobics. Then after that would be the lecture. Then after that would be maybe a yoga class. And after that would be some another lecture related to health and wellness. So it's a jam-packed day. If you're water fasting, you would water fast for a certain amount of days. Then you would do what's called refeeding. You would go from water to the juicing to the plant-based diet, which, yes, you had mentioned earlier, no salt, no oil, no sugar, which is the way to taper off of a water fast. Some people don't come for water fasting. Some people come for just the juice, the juicing, which is cucumber, celery, a little bit of carrot, a little bit of kale, a little bit of ginger. It's a green juice. And then some people just come for the food. But whatever it is that we're doing, we must be doing something right because we've got all these wonderful 5-star reviews.
That's wonderful. And the reason I want to talk about this some more is because, like, the old days when people used to take vacation, it's more about, you go, you take a cruise, and you like just eat, drink as much as you can, and get as wasted as you can. But I noticed there's a trend where people are
Yes.
getting away, they're unplugging, they're more focused on not to be on their tech or their screen, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Do you get clients that they just want to come and just to get away and get to detox?
Exactly. We since COVID, since we reopened, that is everybody wants to get healthy. Everybody wants to detox. So they're clamoring. And we're right here on the beach. So it's like a combination, vacation and getting healthy at the same time. And it's just amazing what we've seen. And if you fly into Fort Lauderdale. It's only a 30-minute ride to the hotel. Or we have a lot of local people that drive in, and we do provide complimentary parking. So, and everybody who comes on a weekly basis, you get a complimentary massage. So if you come for 4 nights, 5 days, or 6 nights, 7 days, or 13 nights, 14 days, of course, you get a couple of massages when you stay a little longer than a week.
What a great way to pamper yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's
It's
talk a little bit
great.
about some
It's great.
of um, the programs. But do you like if they decide to? Today I'm just going to talk a bit more about the food. Let's talk a bit about the plant-based SRS
Mm-hmm.
vegan retreat. Talk about that. It says refresh, recharge, rejuvenate. I mean, what a wonderful way to go. Look at the ocean. When you look at the ocean, you see the sand, you feel
Oh
all that.
yeah.
So let's talk a bit about your plant-based
Yeah.
food program.
Sure. Typically, The menu changes. The menu changes. So you could either start off your day with oatmeal or a bowl of fruit, or they actually have something called oatmeal pancakes that the guests really, really love. So that's how you would start off your day. And then for lunch, it's a salad, a nice big salad with romaine lettuce and lots of fixings. It could be beans, it could be mushrooms. You've seen those spreads before, Tonya. And then a soup on the side. And then dinner would be, like a baked potato with some kind of tofu dish. But they use their imagination. Unfortunately, I don't have a menu with me right now, but we have not had complaints about the food. So they absolutely love it, the guests. And then the water fasters, they're just drinking water. Now, let's say, for instance, they come in for like a 6 night, 7 day. They would drink water, only water, for like 3, 4 days. Then they would transition into juice, maybe for a day or two, and then they end their fast with the plant-based diet. And the reason we do it that way is, so first of all, it's best for your digestion to do it that way. But the other reason is, you lose weight, you have more energy, you just feel so good, and we're showing you, what this is. You can eat and still be, stay healthy from your water fast. I mean, so that's why we end it that way.
So yeah, the water fast. I don't know. That takes a lot of commitment. I know you did it. It made you feel incredible. You came back like
Incredible.
a new person.
Yeah, yeah. It was great. It was great. And a lot of people, just so you know, they come and they do work, from their rooms. They're just desperate to get out of the house. They're desperate to get out of the house, and if they have a Zoom call here and there, we don't say you can't do that. We just don't do that. That's almost like putting more pressure on the people that don't want to have stress. You know, I mean, there are people who are in the middle of writing books, and things like that. And you gotta get out of the house. And this is what most people realize, that they get out of the house, because some people say, "Well, I can do this from home." Yeah, you can, but you're around other like-minded people, and you're in an uplifting environment with you have the choice of a heated pool or the ocean. I mean, it's lovely. I don't know how else to say it. I'm so thrilled that I have something like this to offer people, to help them with their wellness journey. So happy.
And they say your health is your wealth.
Mhm. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I feel like after this pandemic, even though we might still be in it, how has that changed for you guys, for your
It's
business, as
it's
far as
it's
people?
never had any we never had issues with COVID. We just had to close down because we had to close down. It wasn't for lack of guests. And I remember it was in November. Was it 2020 or 2019? Now I can't remember. But guests wanted to start even though we were like sort of in the thick of COVID, or just going into COVID or something like that. People wanted to come. Return guests wanted to come, and that's why we reopened. One of them flew in, another one drove in. One was a juice faster. The other one was a water faster. Who comes? The one who came for the water fasting, she comes like twice a year. We have quite a few guests who do that, just to maintain their metabolism and their digestion and things like that. But we didn't have, they had the shields up, the lucite shields up and everything at the front desk. They don't have that now. But we always brought in guests. We always brought in guests. We didn't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I feel like it's now with having people realizing how important it is to be healthy and eating healthy, and it takes a huge toll out of you if you're not healthy, especially living in this time. So I
Hmm.
can see it. People are wanting to do that, and especially now. I mean, could you imagine being locked up? I would save all my money and go and take a retreat, like like
Exactly.
a balance for life, because you're getting re energized, but
Yeah.
also kind of stepping away and looking at all the different things that you are thankful for.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And your health is your wealth. I mean, there's no question about it. No question about it. And, the people, getting sick, they're realizing that, what, this isn't fun, especially on top of everything else that's going on, you know. So, to do that is such a do good thing to do for yourself and for your kids, to be a role model for your children. That's another, that was a big thing for me, getting into this business. Was I have two girls, and I know some of what I've done rubbed off on them. And there were a few times the past, let's say, 30 years or whatever, that they thought I was out there, but I never felt like I was out there when it came to this, health and wellness and things like that. And it's sort of rubbed off on them. You met them, Tanya.
I know. I love your daughter. My co-host Lynn is here. I gave you the mic, Lynn. Try it again. So, good morning. I know it's morning for her. We're gonna
Uh,
we're gonna change the time for our next space, Lynn, because I think this is early in the morning for you. We need to go a little bit later.
yeah.
There she is. I'm just reading an article about Denmark. They're investing like $100 million in brand new fund dedicated to promoting plant-based innovation, sales, and education across the country. It's their
Hmm.
way of fighting climate change.
Wow.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
Yes, good morning. Sorry, Tanya, I've had my times all
Oh, no
mixed.
worries.
I had my times all mixed up with you with all my daylight saving and everything. I'm so sorry.
uh
No worries.
I just thought to myself, there's something I'm supposed to be doing. There's something I'm supposed to be doing. And then I looked at my clock. I go, no, 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 that's all right. And then I'm like, no, no, it was. I'm thinking, oh my Lord, I'm so sorry. Um, I just, I,
Oh, don't worry. I've done it myself, and I just know that we're such a huge time difference. So I just appreciate you for being here. I want you to meet one of my really, really good friend, and also the VP to my women communication. She's also the marketing director for Balance for Life Florida. This is Terry Michael. Hey, Terry. This is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn Mitchell. She's my co-host. We're launching the Social Chats Healthy Lifestyle.
Very good, very good. Yes, I was just chatting about a retreat that I'm involved in.
oh, excellent. I love to hear about the retreats. I said when Tonya was telling me about you, I said, I want to hear, I really need to connect with this lady because I went to a retreat. Well, actually it wasn't. It was a retreat that myself and my husband and two of our friends went on to Fiji, and we did it
Mhm.
for ourselves. My husband was actually going through had to make a decision about he'd just been diagnosed with cancer,
I'm so
and we
sorry.
had to make a decision about what what way he was going to go with it. So we took ourselves off to Fiji for 10 days, and we found this amazing place that looked after us, and it wasn't really a retreat as such, but it was for us, and it really spoke to me about
Oh, how
the
nice.
importance of just like getting away. Being intentional, like my husband had a really high profile job, so put his phone away for those 10 days. And we just all together, just the host of the it was called Tavola actually. She actually cooked all of our meals for us. We
Wow.
basically were on the high up mountain in Fiji, and we just did a couple of things, but we mainly just stayed around and we prayed, and I did my yoga and different things that I did myself, and we just would sit around the table and just, talk and chat. And it's such a healing time for us. And it really spoke to me about the importance of showing people how to really, take that time out and to really relax and to just connect with each other. Our friends are really, really good friends of ours that we've prayed together, gone through a lot of stuff together. And I
Oh, so
said to them,
nice.
I really want to do this. I really want to do these retreats. I want to show couples and families how they need to step back, take some time out, and just like restore, let rest, restore. It was a time just before, it was probably a year before the pandemic happened.
Uh-huh.
And, it was really, my husband was always working really long hours, and, 24/7, the phone's on because, if something happens at work, he's got to be
Yeah.
told about it, all these sorts of things. And it's just this high, you just expected to be available all the time, and it was really like that was his job in a way, and you don't think about it until you go, "Well, hold on a minute, my time is precious too, I need to actually take some time, I need to step
Mhm.
back, I need to be able to restore as well." So anyway, sorry, I've taken over a little bit, but that
No,
was
I
just,
love it. I love it.
and I
That
was
is
like,
so cool.
"How can I do this?"
Where did you hear about the retreat in Fiji? Where did you hear about it?
Well, it's actually, my friend, we were just looking when we didn't want to go to Fiji. She found it. It's actually, um, she just found it, and it was a lady in the US had just bought this property, and she just wanted to do
Ah,
these. It wasn't. She was just doing it herself, where she wanted to give back to the community. She wanted to look after
nice.
whoever came and look after them, and she cooked us 3 beautiful meals every day. We just had to turn up. She cooked us these amazing meals, and we didn't have to go off site for anything. We just relaxed. It was more or less,
Oh,
it wasn't
that's
really,
my favorite. Oh.
yeah, it wasn't anything that she'd really planned other than just to look after us. Like the whole place was, for us, we had a beautiful pool, this infinity pool that just dropped over, over
Ah,
the whole thing, and the whole place was for ourselves. We just had the whole, there was like, the staff were just there to, like, basically sort of left us alone. They were just there to, clean up and just, make the beds and do whatever. We didn't have to do anything. It was just like, I know it's something that's really etched in all of our brains that we've just said, you know what? We need to do this. We need to work out. And I hadn't actually at that stage finished my health coaching course.
mhm.
I'd sort of been, and from there I did my health coaching course and found amazing. Um, I just found like out about how our bodies work, how they need to restore, how they need to rest, like
Right,
how our brains actually have
right.
to have good sleep, and just the things that I'd always said years ago, "Oh, I can sleep when I'm dead." I've got little kids, I've got 7 kids, and so as a
You have
busy mum,
7 children?
7 children, and, that's busy enough as well.
God
But,
bless you.
didn't have them all at once, by the way, but, I had big gaps sort of thing. I had older kids, kids in the middle, kids at the, but, at
How
the end of the day,
fun.
your life's so busy that you go, "I don't have time for sleep. I don't have time for this,"
I know.
Um, your body, when it starts to hurt, no, I ignored it. I ignored so much in my body to the point where
Mhm.
when I hurt my hip, I fell off a hammock, and,
Ouch.
I couldn't nearly walk for 3 years because I damaged my hip. I'd sort of been, "Oh, yeah, I'll fix it later. Yeah, yeah, yeah." You're like, "Yeah, I'll go to the chiropractor, da." And it turned out that I really did damage my body, but I didn't listen to it. And
Mhm.
now I look back and I go, "Why? I wish I'd known what I know then. I wish I'd realized that, resting, restoring, like, what does it really mean? It's not just about, you really need to be intentional about this. We really need to be mindful and help people to get into a place where they can be, really rest and really restore and really just, um, our bodies know what to do. Our bodies will heal themselves. I mean, I had to go on a path of self discovery, and that's what I tell all my people now, who I
Mhm.
talk to online. Go on a path to self discovery. Who is Lynne Mitchell? Who is Tonya? Who is Terry? Who am I as a person? What is it that I need? It's not being selfish. It's actually being, kind to yourself and other people, because once you find out who you are, how your body operates, what you actually need to survive,
Yeah.
don't just survive, you thrive. Anyway, I've taken up too much of the floor, but I'm very
No, no.
excited about hearing about your retreats. I really am.
Yeah. Where are you, Lynn?
I'm in Australia.
Okay, okay. Well, you would fly into Fort Lauderdale
Woohoo!
Airport if you wanted to come. We're only 30 minutes from Fort Lauderdale, but um we were just Tanya and I were talking about, some of the activities that we have. And we offer, like, when people fly in, they typically do a week, but we do have people who do 2 weeks and 3 weeks. And the three programs are water fasting, juice cleansing, and the plant based diet with no salt, no oil, no sugar. So those are the three programs. But the water fasting bleeds into juicing and the food, because before you leave our facility, excuse me, you would water fast, then you gradually drink juice for a couple of days, and then you end your fast with a plant-based diet. So we are on the ocean. So you walk out the front door, you are, on the ocean. We are a retreat within a resort. So you can have an ocean view room, or you don't really need an ocean view room because you're already on the ocean. It's up to you. Some people want to wake up, and the windows are floor to ceiling. It's a beautiful view, having the ocean view. And we have a heated swimming pool. We have a gym upstairs. So we're not your typical retreat, and the website, balanceforlifeflorida.com, would really go into details, but you get a complimentary massage each week you're there. And it's just, it's lovely. We have some really good 5-star reviews as well on the website.
Yeah, I was going to share a blog from your website so that people can look into it some more. But I feel like because of some of the things that we're all going through with social media and, people having to look back at, like, reassess their health themselves because, and because of the pandemic, I think a lot of people realize that, they don't take care of themselves because your health is your wealth. And I feel like, eating eating healthy and looking for quality healthy food is the key. But unfortunately, now with the supply chain and everything, I think that a lot of companies, not companies, but countries are trying to push the plant based
Yes.
because they're not being able to get a lot of their other stuff.
Yep. I agree.
And I find it like sometime this could be like a reset for all of us because, we went through a stage where, like, process. That's the normal way of eating, and you pay extra money to not to have that process added to your food.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings, and then I'm kind of like happy that everyone is starting to see the light more
Yeah.
about eating healthy.
Yep.
Did you want to share some of your testimonial of the your clients that go there? I'm sure you have. I know I've seen one when you there was like these mother and daughter ladies.
Yeah, the mother daughters, the really, you have different types of people that come. You have people that just want to come alone, and they sort of like just do their own thing. um but just so you know, Lynn, there are yoga classes. There's all different kinds of classes that you can take. There's actually an exercise class twice a day, when you are participate in the program. But the mother daughter, or sisters, or girlfriends, and couples, they do very well because I think they're like each other's cheerleader. You can do this, you can do this, because they are coming to change their lifestyle. Is really what they're doing. And it's a change. And it's just, when people come back, you're doing something right. And that's what's been happening with us, which is great.
So, so with your retreats, do you have like, is it just more about the finding like detoxing with food? Do you have any like chats, or is there little organized, so like you said, you've got your yoga classes and stuff, but
Hmm.
do you do any teaching around nutrition or
Yes.
mindfulness and things like that?
Yes. A typical day would be, you'd start off with a morning walk on the beach, about 8 o'clock. And then after that is check in with your weight and your vitals to see how you're doing, especially for the water fasters. Then after that would be a health chat. And each day at the same time, there's a health chat on a different subject, of course. Then after that would be lunch if you're eating, or have your juice or your water. There's some time off there for people to take time off to eat. And then after that is like a yoga or a tai chi or stretching, something to that effect. And then there's a presenter. It could be the benefits of essential oils, or the benefits of gratitude. We have somebody that's like a real favorite one, the gratitude training. So there's all different things that, and they're all different each day. And then the weekends are not quite as busy, but there's still a couple of workouts. And then Sunday, you're typically on your own. Yeah. But there's always somebody there if you need them. If you're having an
Mm.
issue or a question, there's always somebody there.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah. I love the I think, for me coming from my health and wellbeing training, it's often not about the food on your plate either. It's often about I call the circle of life. It's about our
Oh yeah.
spirituality or our, like you're saying, gratitude. It's about um it's just about learning about how to relax, how to actually tap into your body and, the stresses of life. Stress is a major concern,
Hmm.
as Tonya was just talking about. A lot of us are very highly stressed. And I believe that the stress of my husband's job is what
Hmm.
contributed to his cancer, because he ended up with two cancers in 1 year, unrelated cancers. And it was like, you know,
Wow.
it was very like, wow, what's going on, And so once I actually learnt a lot about it, a lot of stresses of life, and he ended up retiring after the first cancer.
Wow.
He
Wow.
decided to retire from his job, and he's so healthy now.
Oh,
He's
that's so nice to hear.
Yeah, he's so healthy. He had an operation for the first cancer. The second one they couldn't operate because it was a throat cancer that was very close to the vagus nerve. So he couldn't do that. So they did the radiation and chemo, which was very hard on his body. But having said that, we're 2 years on now, and we're already fairly healthy in the things that we did. We didn't have a lot of sugar stuff. I'd been on
Uh-huh.
a journey with food for a long time, and taking a lot of things out of our diet, like with sugars and all that sort of stuff, for a
Yeah.
long time.
Mhm.
But it was the other side, like the what we call primary food, stress and not self-care. Self-care is one of the major things that people don't really know how to do, or
Right.
that we need to actually concentrate on. So having a retreat like you've got, where you could teach people what self-care really is, and it's
Mhm.
different for everybody. And also, we've all, like you're saying, you've got your three different styles of retreats, where you come in and you do maybe a juice, or you're doing a plant-based, or you're doing water. So you're giving people the options, and
Mhm.
tapping into their own individuality. So we're not all the same, we're all different. Our bodies respond differently to the same thing. I could maybe tolerate. Let's just say I've got a daughter who's a vegetarian, so she's been a vegetarian for about 5 years. And but I eat meat, but she doesn't, or
Mhm.
the meat affects her in a different way than it does me. But it doesn't
Right.
mean that I'm bad and she's better than me. It just means
Exactly.
it
Exactly.
just means that one person's food is another person's poison. And I think we
Mhm.
have to learn to respect that, and to say, I do believe we need to eat more plant-based foods. Absolutely 100% get people to tap into plant-based foods, and because that's and water, like you're talking about, we need a lot of water because our bodies are predominantly water. So I
Mhm.
think teaching those things, and why. I think sometimes it's about the why. Why do we need to look, why can't I just eat whatever I want? Why? And it's like, well, you can,
Well,
but your
and
body's gonna body's not gonna help.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
your body.
yeah.
Sorry.
I had a conversation with my dear friend Andrea. She's going to be on our show on Monday. Tanya, we just had a conversation about even people who eat healthy. How healthy can you eat? Number one, because who knows what's really in it and not in it, to be honest with you. And number two, the air you breathe. And number three, the stress that we are under sort of almost negates everything else. It just eats at you. And,
Exactly.
so the to me, the solution is, how do you wrap your head around this wanting to be stress free as possible? How do you what do you do? And that's where one of the things that I learned about maybe 10, 15 years ago, not I should have known about it, they should teach it in school, is personal development. you know like you're coaching. What you're doing is you're helping people learn about themselves. And, what is your contribution going to be? Instead of it being all about me, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? So if you're going to have that attitude, then you should be walking the walk and not just talk the talk. So you got to walk the walk, do whatever it is you can, and then people will say to you, well, what do you do? What do you do? What is your go-to? And it changes. It evolves. We're not the same people we were 2 years ago whatsoever. We're not the same people we were a year ago. So we need to just we evolve. We know what we're supposed to eat and not supposed to eat. And just as much as possible stick to it, but don't beat yourself up.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's part of being stressed out as well. These people that are like, I got to do it this way. Eh, you know, but
Exactly. And that's the thing. I think we've got so many the thing is, Terry, we've had, we've sort of the advertising and the I hate to say the word diet, but let's face it, there's
yeah,
the new diet or the new
yeah,
that's this new fitness program or this new thing, and this is going to change your life. And you do this and you do that, and do keto or you do paleo or you do, plant-based, or you don't do this and you don't do that. And it's like, yeah, okay, your body will respond to that. Whenever you change something, your body will respond. If your goal is to lose weight, you will probably lose weight on it. But is it a lifestyle? Is it something that you can
right,
sustain? Is it
right.
something that because as soon as we lose the weight, I've been through this myself. We get a little bit,
So have
oh, yeah,
I.
cool, I've
Yeah,
lost the weight, yeah, and then we just go back to old habits because we can't sustain that. If we are a meat eater and we've gone onto a plant-based diet and we really crave or want the meat or something like that, and we haven't learned about you know good quality cuts of meat, and we haven't learned about what to eat and how to sustain ourselves, then we'll just go back to eating whatever, and before we know it, we'll put the weight back on and probably more,
yeah,
because we haven't learned how to actually that our bodies actually tell us what they need. And it also, I loved how you said about the environment. It is about our environment. Something we can't change is our constitution. That is our DNA. That is
yeah,
where that's our parent, that's where we come from, our heritage, where we were born, all those, the traumas that actually do come down through our DNA, which is actually something that a lot of people don't realize or understand. But we can change our condition, and that is how we
mm-hmm,
live. How
mm-hmm.
what we do, like detoxing our homes. Like I loved how you talked about essential oils. I love essential oils. That's what I use for pain and all
Yeah, and
sorts of
and
things.
and and you
You
know
know,
what, Lynn? It's a combination of
it's
things.
a
It's
combination.
not just one
Mm,
thing, so that way you don't get
exactly.
bored. Now,
Exactly.
I will say that Tonya for many, many years has been in the anti-aging business. So just by being around her, I've become into the anti-aging business. I'm going to be 67. I feel I keep saying 20. I got to stop doing that. I feel 30. I feel great because I learn, I listen, and I do what's best for me. And if you want to do it, that's fine. And if you don't, that's okay. I have friends who eat junk. That's okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do. Now, last year, I would always have at least 2 glasses of wine a night, like with dinner. You know, and forever. And for some reason, a light bulb went off last May 31st was my birthday. I don't know, Tonya, if your peeps know about NAD.
Well, I talk it all at the time. Lynn and I haven't spoken about it yet, so it's been.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into NAD right now, but I was doing an infusion. You know how people do B12 infusions and things like that. Well, this is one of those types of infusions. And a light bulb went off in my head and said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to drink anymore. And then because I'll tell you why, because I knew deep down it wasn't good for me, even if it was a drop, because how it makes you feel. If you take something and it makes you feel like that, that means your body's trying to reject it. Being tipsy, for lack of a better word, it means your body's trying to tell you. But at the time when you're like feeling tipsy and you're with other people, it's like, oh, we're all doing the same thing. But for some reason, I decided I'm going to completely stop. And Andrea and I were talking, who's going to be on next week, about that. And I said, you know what, Andrea? It's almost like the organs in my body are my children. Who's going to take care of them better than me? Would I force feed my children alcohol? No, I wouldn't do that. I'd wish they never had a drop in their life, to be honest. I mean, and then I dug deeper and deeper into, alcohol consumption, and it ages you from the inside out. That's all it does, really, if you really do the research on it. So, just you evolve. You evolve. I mean, I'm talking, I was 66 when I completely got that revelation, and I'm ready for some more revelations. I don't care. I'm open for it. The sky's the limit. There's always something around the corner that people are finding out about to help us, not to hurt us, but to help us. So, and Tonya, you're in that group of people that are always researching and things like that. Hello.
I'm reconnecting with my account.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought she was rugged then. I thought, oh no, don't tell me Tonya's rugged.
No, what I was saying was that, like Tonya, she's around these people that are coming up with different, anti-aging formulas, for lack of a better word, but it's all natural. It's all natural, and definitely plant-based eating, and all that, that realm, I guess, is the way to put it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what I love about what you're doing, because if we can teach people about their bodies. I was just talking in a chat the other day and I said, we wouldn't put um, diesel into a petrol car. We wouldn't put petrol into a diesel car. You put petrol into diesel car, it won't work. Do the opposite, diesel into a petrol car, it'll work, but it'll be a little bit sluggish. We treat our cars. My girls
Better
have
than we
animals.
treat our
Yep,
bodies.
we do. We have animals. My kids have animals, and they go, "Oh, mum, the dog can't have this and it can't have that, and oh, it can't have anything with onion in it." They're really, really precious about the dogs and stuff. And I go, "Oh, yeah, okay, why?" "Oh, because this will hurt the dog, can't have chocolate, all this and that." And I thought about that and I thought, yeah, well, okay, wouldn't that be nice if you thought about your own body like that? Like their
Yes.
animals and their cars are treated better than our own bodies.
Yes.
We do not think about, we just, oh, it's like, and I think we've got to learn how to. It's all about mind. It's not even mind manage. It's not mindfulness. It's mind management. It's actually our brains and neuroplasticity. Plasticity, sorry,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they actually, our brains can be changed, and our
Mhm.
our, our brains have that pliable, like plasticine type. That if we actually learn to actually do it, it our body and our gut, our brain and our gut are connected. The gut is the second brain, and if we, like, okay, a lot of it is very, scientific, scientific, and that's what's
Mhm.
hard sometimes to come from the scientific side. But if we bring it back to a practical side, I often say to my clients and to my kids, crowd out what you don't want. You don't have to take anything out of your diet. Just start to crowd out. So whatever you don't want, just push it aside by bringing in the things that you do want. And like
Mhm.
you just said, Terry, about the alcohol, you just had this epiphany one day and said, you know what, this isn't good for my body doesn't like this. I get dehydrated, I get headaches, or whatever
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's obviously not good for my body. If we stop and listen to our body and we change it, our bodies will absolutely respond as soon as we do something different. We get,
You
a
get
new blood,
rewarded for it.
but we get new blood supplies every few weeks. We get
Yes.
a whole new bone structure every 7 years. Our
Mhm.
cells are always renewing. So people say, well, why do we age then? Well, why do these things happen? Well, if you don't change anything, if you actually don't change what you're doing, you'll get the cells that we had before that are damaged. They'll keep coming back in. But if we're renewing ourselves with, food and
Yeah.
nutrition and mindfulness and, primary food and thinking about these things. And I think, with the pandemic, a lot of people have been locked away. A lot of people have, one of the things that I think we've missed, and I missed fully, and we didn't have a really strict lockdown here where I live in my actual state in New South Wales in Australia. A couple of the
Mhm.
other states were a bit stricter. We didn't really feel it as much as we live near the ocean and that. So we were able to,
Yeah.
we were allowed to sort of, we didn't have, really heavy restrictions. We were supposed to stay home and stuff, but we were allowed to go for walks and, all
Yeah.
this sort of stuff.
Hmm.
um, is people, the connections with people. What we're doing now is having this little round table chat. But when you sit with people and you look at people and you have a connection, you actually we need human connection.
Yeah.
And we have lost a little bit of that. We need to teach people how to actually interact. For even me, who's quite a social person, and actually, I love that you said you're 67. I'm actually 60, nearly 63. So I'm like,
Ah,
go to 60s. Let's go, ladies.
let's
Because like I
go,
don't hear many other
baby.
people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and so I think we have to teach people again. And I think, I don't know, like you said, there was food shortages and all sorts of stuff. I mean, I live in a pretty nice part of the world where we can get biodynamic organic food. We've got a lot of farms around us and things
Yeah.
like that. But not everybody can do that, Terry. So we have to
Hmm.
give them alternatives and help them how to choose their food choices on, like Tonya said, the process, the in the food, or what it takes to actually bring that food to us. Let's look at the back of something. If we're going to buy something from a supermarket in a tin or a packet, if it's got any more than 4 ingredients, or you can't pronounce those ingredients, or you see lots of numbers, you need to run because
Yeah, I know.
you don't want to be eating that. It's just like, what is this?
Exactly.
I may as well be
Exactly.
eating cardboard sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
teaching people those things. I had a little session the other week about teaching people about that, about just how to read your labels and what the different we couldn't go through everything. You haven't got time to. But if
Right.
people start to understand what, even just one thing that is really not bad for you, how they actually keep the food preserved, that that preservative is actually the thing that's causing a lot of problems in your body, and people don't even realize it.
And it's free. You pay extra for but you don't have to pay extra for those preservative, right? But if you want not to have preservative add to it, then it's going to be, cost more money. So it's kind of strange. So it is about 6:48. My other phone is having issue. I just want to give you ladies a heads up because it's I don't know. My other one is an Android, and all of a sudden it's now blinking, blinking. But everything sounds great. I just don't want us to get dropped in the middle of our call. But it's about 6:48. Terry, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what anything that you guys are doing upcoming that you want to share with us? Ter- Oops, she's now listener and invite to speak.
Might be having the rugging problems.
Yeah, my phone was rugged. I didn't even notice. I just happened to just get up and walk and check it out.
Well,
Let
thank
me
you,
see.
Tonya, for having me. I'm really sorry that I was late. I just, but I am. This week has been a little bit crazy for me because we only finish daylight saving a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm still getting used to used to the time. Going, oh, it's and I am not usually like this. I'm like, up and ready, all ready to go. But it was just for some reason today, it was just a bit crazy. Sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I was just thinking that you know, like maybe we should do a little later. I mean, like I'm like in a few minutes I gotta help Brent. Like, I'm his co-host for his space, but we can figure out a time. Like I really love doing the spaces on healthy lifestyle because I think it's really an important conversation and kind of like also remind people, that sometimes it's the simplest thing that you don't even think of. You don't need just drinking a glass of water with
Exactly.
lemon in it. It's a luxurious feeling
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people in the world that don't even have clean water.
Yeah. Like drink more water, eat more plant-based foods, and get more sleep. If everyone just did those three things, then that goes a long way to even changing your health. And it's not. I think that's why a lot of people find it difficult because it's too hard. You got to do this even with recipes. There's so many ingredients, or there's it's a little, it seems too technical. It seems too hard, and I think we have to simplify it and bring it back to, like I said, crowd out, add in. What is it? It's self care, meditation. Just get up in the morning. It doesn't have to be that you have to sit cross legged for half an hour. Get up, take a deep breath, reset. Have a drink of water. Don't just reach for your phone as soon as you get up. Even if it's 5 minutes of deep breathing, and just being mindful about and resetting or setting your day up, and I think just even helping people to know that even taking a step back, a 5-minute step back, or do the 5 5 and 5 breathing method that I teach people. Breathe in from the diaphragm, hold it, hold it for 5, and then let it out for 5, and sort of shake off, and just sort of that. The breath gives us so much energy. It's so amazing. And I think if we just teach people these sorts of little tips and tricks, it does have a, even exercise. People, oh, exercise. I haven't got time for exercise. What about just going out of your office, for a walk, for lunch, and go for a walk, or just even step away from your computer if you're, working on your computer all the time, and just, have some mental exercise, have a bit of a break, get a desk that you can stand up at. There's all sorts of little tips and tricks that we can help people with, but I think sometimes, you know, we've made it hard for some reason. I'm not sure, Tonya, but I'm sure that, we can help people become, you know, more healthy, because health is wealth. And if we don't have our health, what's the point of anything else? I learnt that big lesson with my husband. Um, and we thought we were living a good, healthy lifestyle. But once we changed those things, and found that, you know, it's not, it's about that work life balance. Anyway, you need to go because you've got your other show on.
Well,
So
yeah, I have
thank
a
you
little
so
time,
much.
but Terry can't get back into the space. I don't know. I think there's something's up. I don't know what happened, but I think it's having to do with from my end, probably from the
Oh,
Android I'm using.
it happens to me sometimes. It's really frustrating. I think Twitter's been having a lot of rugging. But thank you so much for inviting me. I really loved what Terry was saying. I love the idea of her retreats. And has she got a website or anything? I'll have a look up her profile
Yeah.
and
Well,
I'll go from
I
there.
pinned one of the blog,
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
you can just click Balance for Life Florida, all spelled out .com. You can take a look at it, and you never
Cool.
know. We might be able to like get you like 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 a media pass to come over here
Be great. Yeah,
to
I'd
experience,
love
and we
to.
can do a stream and talk about it.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd actually really love the way that she was talking, and yourself, we're all on the same page. And I think that, yeah, going on that quest for self-discovery is what I want people, like, I love what she said about, realizing herself that alcohol wasn't the best for her, and she did something about it. And I think that's all we need to say to people. Listen to your body, and just give it what it needs, and it'll actually thank you. And look, hey, I want to be here for a lot longer tenure. I don't want to, I want to go on. I've always said I'm going to live till I'm 100, 120, and people go, oh, why would you want to live that long? I said, why not? Why not be healthy and strong, and
Right.
live and enjoy the world and the earth and what we've got, and my kids and my grandkids? I said, why? Who said that we have to, die at 60? I'm sick. I feel like no way. Like, I've got so much life to live. I want to just continue in this world, and help make it better, because the world needs what we've got, Tonya. The world needs what you've got, what Terry's got, even what I've got. And then, that sounds a little bit prideful, but it's not. It's like, we know things that we can help you with. Let's do it. Why should we keep quiet?
Right, I agree. So on that note, Terry, it really cannot come back into the space. It says that space is not available for her. It's the strangest thing. Thank you, Carlos, for stopping by. Thank you, Brent. I'll see you within 5 to 6 minutes. And Lynn, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next Wednesday. I'm hoping to get Joe Cross on. But
Yes, next Wednesday will be great. Thank you.
yeah, okay, we'll
And
talk to you
and this
later.
time's okay, Tanya. It's fine for the 8 o'clock
Okay.
time for me. But if you want to do later, that's fine as well.
No,
It
no,
was
this
really
time is
only the
perfect for
daylight.
me. Like this
Was
is like the perfect time for me. And I actually what I did was I'm gonna go I created this whole event, like Eventbrite, they have this whole thing
Yep,
where you
yep.
can ticket it. Well, I built that into my website during the pandemic. I just forgot about it. And then I was like, I'm gonna make an event for every single one of my spaces. So I did one for today. I pinned it up on a nest.
Cool.
I made one for today. I'm gonna make a profile page for you. So this way I kind of like promote the host and co-host and also the
Oh, that'll be
space.
great.
Yeah, and then when it's done, it's gonna be my designer is gonna turn around, take that, and make it into a blog,
Oh,
into
excellent.
the yeah. So
We
it'll
should
be
oh, sorry, Tanya. We should exchange phone numbers, or because I'm on WhatsApp or email or anything, and that
definitely
way then
yes,
if
yes,
we,
me too.
because sometimes I do the messages on Twitter because I'm not always on there with the DMs, or they get lost if I get a lot. So let's do that. I can send you that on Twitter DM, and
That
that
would be
way then we'll have a
perfect.
bit of more of a communication stream happening. Yeah, be great.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
I'm the
you.
same way. I totally understand. So don't worry about today. I just figure, that you're in the middle of a minting
No,
project. So
no, it was just daylight saving because normally 8 o'clock would be 9 o'clock for me. And my body clock just hasn't adjusted yet. So now it's back to normal 8 o'clock is normally 8 o'clock. It's Australian Eastern Standard Time, but daylight saving, it would have been 9. So that's why I got it all mixed up. So it's all good.
okay, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. I'll talk to you soon. And
That's
bye,
next week.
everybody.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.
Bye.
Bye. And wow.